All right, team. So yesterday we were doing add new employee, and there was some issue it was coming. So I checked that issue with the success factor. They said, they have to upload, the system again. So I don't know when they will upload that system again. But anyway, let's move on with the other detail of your employee central. All right. So let's see. Let's also finish off with your PPT. So PPT, we started yesterday and we did all those detail. And so let's just come to, I think we stop at the event. Okay, we also did this also workflow, right? So after the workflow, we also did foundation object and I showed you what all the foundation object it is. We discussed about the relationship. I showed you the company structure, then report, and after report, okay. Now here, this was the one which is employee central introduction. Now employee central introduction, which is actually your employee profile. So employee profile, it's nothing. It's just that in your system, when you come, it is your, let me log into my system, and here you will see your, once you log in into your system, you will see you'll come to your home page, and from your home page, you will see your, when you come into this, you will see this employee file, it is coming here, right? So this employee file, you can see here, if you have your picture, you will have your picture here. If you have your name, you will see your name here. If you have your, whatever the address and then whatever is your other detail like location and your employee ID and your hire date and your manager, whoever it is. So you will see all this information here. Apart from this information, you will also see this is a personal information. So you have your personal information here in this section. So this is all your personal information it is coming. Then this is a right? So this section is known as your like personal information and your employment detail and then compensation is known as a section. All right. So these are all section. So under section, you can see subsection. Subsection in a sense like personal information, ID information. If you scroll down further below, you will see biographical information, right? These are all part of a personal information. Then you have a contract information. Then you have a addresses, you have a dependent, and if I further scroll down below, you will see payment information. And then here you can see there is another section which is starting, right? Which is your this section. So either you move like this or either you can move like this also. So like this, you can see all your digital like life event, you can see marriage is coming, dependent is coming. And then if I further scroll down below, you can see location, lump sum payment, and then there is a time section that is coming, right? So, okay, let me come up here. Okay, so this is a section, this is a subsection, and then this is your, and the boxes that you're seeing here, these are known as a portlet. Alright, let me write down here, employee file. So you will see your section, subsection, and your portlet. Alright, so all these details you will see here. Where else, team, you see portlets? Yes, team, where else do you see portlet? No, Portlet does not mean info type. Portlet means your admin center boxes, which is there. Like if I come here, you will see your. If I come into the admin center, in admin center, you see these two boxes, right? One, it is company process and cycle. So where you can see it's like if I click on any of these module, you can go ahead and start doing this implementation, right? So this is what this is one portlet, company process and cycle. Then you have your manage employee. In manage employee also you can see like where you can actually go ahead and reset all your account, password, welcome message, and proxy management. Then you have your update information where you can actually go ahead and add new employee, and you have your certain permission, which you can actually go and give it. So this is another portlet, which is your manage employee. So these are known as a portlet. Even you can see this box also, which is known as a upgrade center. This is another portlet. My favorite is another portlet. News and update is another portlet. Resource and material, it's another portlet. So that is known as a portlet. All right. So, and the boxes that you see on your home page, what that is known as? Yes, team, the boxes that you're seeing in your home page, like you can see this to-do box, right? Which is a finish your profile, business process, and take action. What this box is known as?
Tiles.
Yes, styles. This is known as style. Who said this style? Sophia, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, this is right, Sophia. These boxes are known as your tiles. This is something it's like, which I cover with Introduction to Mastery, but anyhow, I've already told you what is boxes and what is tiles.
Okay.
Okay. So, but portlets, you can also see some. Okay, now when you come into your admin center, you will also see that you can rearrange your portlet. Like you can see manage employee, it is coming here, right? You can also go ahead and drop it here. So you will see it has automatically rearranged, right? So in that case, but anyhow, I'm used to of seeing that down. So I think I'll go ahead with that only. So you can see like this, you can actually go ahead and rearrange all your portlet. So another portlet that you will also see which is coming into your subsection, like this is a section, this is a subsection, and then this is a portlet. So in coming session, we're going to see how we can create your section, how we can create your subsection, and how we can also create your portlets. All right. So all these, three sections we will see how we can create in the coming session. So add new employee that we have already done yesterday, but somehow, there was some issue coming, but at least the front page, we've already done the add new employee, right? So that was your add new employee. Now let's see what else the next topic we have. So here you can see add new employee. Add new employee, there is a fourth section, which is your, and from where I have selected this add new employee. So you can see this is a path actually that admin center, manage employee, and you will see add new employee there. So here you can see, so yesterday we were doing this identity, right? So in identity, you have a name information, you have your language, you have a personal information, and the national ID, right? So here, if you come here, so your add new employee is being divided into four sections where you can see identity, personal information, job information, and compensation information. All right. So all these four sections has been divided into, but somehow, we just got stuck to identity, and this detailed personal information, job information, and compensation information, it was not coming. As soon as that is rectified, team, I will inform you that yes, actually there is a note, which has to be applied here. So I was checking that, and I came across a note because I don't have a server access with me. So this note can only be applied by server people. So then only, that will start working. And then apart from this, let's also, so you can see, so here you have your this detail. So here you can see identity, personal information, job information, and compensation information. The moment you will start filling this in add new employee, and you will see that if there is any duplication, like for example, here also you can see this person, Brenda Davis, right? And here you can see Brenda Davis. The moment the system will find there is a same name it is coming, it will prompt you that there is already, it's a duplicate, right? So you'll have to check it whether it's the same employee or it's a different employee. So if it's the same employee, don't hire. If it is this different employee, then what you can do, you can accept the match. All right. So here you can see this whole, now there is a 14 step of implementation. So let's see that 14 step of implementation that we will see into your um, 14 step of implementation team when you are actually a part of a of fresh project of your success factor, and when you have to go ahead and do this implementation. So here we will see all these 14 step of implementation for your success factor of especially of your employee central. All right, so let's see one by one what is that implementation. So the first point here it is that to activate employee central in provisioning system. All right, so first one is to activate employee central in provisioning. Okay, there are two architecture team. I think I have already discussed that with your team, but what is those two architecture? Yes, team. Can somebody tell? Yes, instances and okay. What about Sophie and Sana? Do you remember what is the other architecture?
No, actually.
Okay, and what about Sana? Sana, are you there? Hello? Sana, are you there? Can you unmute yourself and respond? Hello? Okay, not really quite sure whether Sana is there or not, but okay. Okay, anyhow, let's go ahead with this session. So here you will see your there are two architecture teams. One is the see here I have written that right. I've already covered that in yesterday's session only. So there are two architecture. One is the instance architecture and another is a provisioning architecture. Instance architecture is the architecture which we have logged in and we are working. Then there is a provisioning architecture. Provisioning architecture I'll show you once I am done with the 14th step of implementation. Alright, so the first point it is to activate Employee Central in provisioning architecture. You have to activate everything into your provisioning architecture. All right. So you will see that, once we are doing your architecture, so you will see that, that's where, we're going to activate all the module. Not only just the Employee Central, we will also activate your GM, PM or your compensation or your reports or any module which has. Team, I'll really appreciate if you can put yourself on mute. Right. So here you can see that's the first point of implementation to activate Employee Central in the provisioning architecture. Now let's go ahead with the second point. Second point we have here, which is creating super admin. All right. Or maybe just to create user. All right. So how are we going to create user? We're going to create user as a by creating super admin. Now what is super admin now? Yes, team, what is super admin? Anybody has any idea what is super admin?
Who gives access to the general user?
Right, who give access to the general user. Super admin is the first employee who will, log in into the system for a particular company. That is known as a super admin. All right. So all these topic team, it will keep on coming again and again. So if you have any question on any of these topics, stop and ask the question. Otherwise, this topic will keep on getting repeated. All right. So super admin you created from your provisioning architecture. All right. So super admin you create from the provisioning architecture, And then you, and what is the else way that you create a user? Yes, team. One way it is, you create user by super admin, and what is the second way?
general users.
Yeah, general user, but how do we create it?
Create profile. This one.
No, permission role is a different thing. Even permission and super admin also you have to assign a permission and role. Another way we have done yesterday only, add new employee, right? Add new employee also, you are creating an user, right? But this you are doing it from the instance architecture, okay? Provisioning, I'll show you, maybe not in today's session. Provisioning is an architecture just like you are working on the instance architecture. There is another system which is known as a provisioning architecture. That's something which I'll show you tomorrow. Okay, which I don't think will be possible in today's session because all these you can create your user. Add new admin, I have already shown you yesterday that how you can create an employee using or how you can create an user using an add new employee, right? And that's something which I've already shown you. But other detail like how you create it from the super admin and UTF, that's something which we will see in the coming session. Then the third point you have here, which is known as your, see, we have done two major data. And what is those two major data we have done? Data models. Team, you have to participate because it's a theory section. Yes, right. It's a corporate data. So I'm sure that everybody's clear with what is corporate data. We have discussed this on and off many times. So here you will see this corporate data. It will come here like, what is cost center division, department, business unit, location, geography, and there are many corporate data. That's something, or we have also discussed that. So that is the corporate data. Then the fourth step, it is your succession data, right? What is succession data? It is all your personal data. Like there was some exercise we did on the first day, right? So here you will see all these succession data. It is coming here. So you will see your section, like, your date of birth, your address, and then you will see bank detail. Bank detail is not a succession data. It's a corporate data. See, bank detail, if the company is providing you a bank detail, in that case, it is a corporate data. But if you already have an account with a particular bank, and if you do not want to create another account, in that case, you can provide that your personal account to the bank. In that case, it becomes a succession data, right? Then your Aadhaar card is a succession data. So these are the two data model you'll find into the system. One is a corporate data model and another is a succession data model. All right. Then the fifth point, team, it is your, see, we have a corporate data model and then we have a succession data model, right? Then we have a further segregation. What is a further segregation? It is corporate data model. Okay. Now, what is country-specific corporate data model, team? Can somebody give the example? Yes, team. What is corporate data model? Can somebody give an example? Right. Like for example, you can see when you talk about India, you will see that the India has a different taxes. Okay, that's taxes. It's yes, it is a part of a corporate data model. But any other example? Okay, let's take it as a taxes. India will have a different taxes, and if you talk about the US will have a different taxes, right? Apart from this, what else can be? What else it can be a corporate data model? Team, kindly participate. It's a theory session because from tomorrow we will start all the practical session, technical session. Then there'll be no longer theory session. All right, so participate in theory. See, even if you are wrong, it's okay, right? I am here to correct everybody. So what else you think it will be part of a corporate?
Okay.
Right. Like for example, when you click on in yes, okay, the one which you're talking about, Bala, which is Aadhaar card and your that is actually the succession country specific succession data model. Okay. All right, so that is known as a country specific succession data model. Like for example, in yesterday also you have seen that when we were hiring a new employee, when you select India it comes Aadhaar, and when you select US it comes as um, a social security number, right? And different country that I was showing you, right, that when you do the succession, it becomes a different country. Okay. Now, but yes, coming to the point, what else you think it's a corporate country specific corporate data model? Yes,
Is
Sophia.
that like visa or work permit?
Visa, it will again become your uh, see, visa, it will be again that will become as a country specific succession data model, right? Because every employee will have a different visa.
Mm. And how
Right?
about
So
work
that will
permit?
work permit.
Yeah.
Work, okay, hold on. Visa, this is again your succession data model. Work permit, it will become your, I think work permit also it will become as a succession data model only. No, work permit is not provided by the company. It is provided by you have to apply to that particular government. But yes, if you join a company, company does help you to process with your work permit. All right, but work permit again, it becomes a succession. It's not a corporate. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, you're talking about your home country when they send you for the deputation, right? But then also it is a country specific succession data model, right? Like because it's an individual, every individual gets a different work permit, right? So it's not a corporate data model. See, corporate data model, it is country specific corporate data model. It is when the same information is used by the masses of people. Okay, it is not used by the individual. Like you will see the currency. See, currency also will differ, right? Like in India, the currency it will become as an INR, and in USA it will become as a dollar. So here you can see this is a country specific corporate data model. Okay. Sana, are you there? Can you unmute yourself and respond? Okay, I'm really not sure. I think. Okay. What else can be the information in the country specific corporate data model? Yes, team.
Not to
Means? Hmm. If you want to open a company profile. No, I didn't get you. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I am really not sure what you are actually talking. Okay. Another example, it is like, for example, you will see in yesterday's session only when we were doing the add new employee, if you select the US, it was showing as a US state, right? In like it was showing as a New York, right? And it was showing a different state altogether. But when you select India, it was showing as an Indian state, like Maharashtra, UP, right? So this is known as your right. And same way it is, when you select India, it will show as an Indian city, correct? And when you select the USA, it shows a US city, right? So this is also the country specific corporate data model. Okay. Is it clear, team?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It will be the yes, completely. It will be a complete geographical location. It will be the country-specific corporate data model. Because whenever people are there, if there is a New York, everybody will apply for the New York, right? They will not switch to Indian state and Indian city, right? So you can see when it is something which is used by the masses of people, it becomes a country-specific corporate data model. Then let's see what else. So then I hope it is clear what is country specific corporate data model and what is country specific succession data model. Clear, team? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Ashish.
All right, fine. So let's move on to the 7 point. 7 point is your foundation object. Foundation object is not your data model. Okay, there are total 7 data model, team. Let me show you what is data model. So just give me a minute, team. Let me open this data model and I'll show you what is actually a data model. And then we will talk about all these data models. Okay, right. So on the screen, you're seeing, all these details. So here, if I click into your this section, so here you will see there are total 7 data model, and all these data model, it will come into the XML format. So here you can see like a corporate data model, right? This is CSF, stands for country specific corporate data model. Then you can see succession data model, and then you can see CSF, which stands for country specific succession data model. All right. So these are the 4 data model we have already done. There are 3 more, which is event reason, propagation, and the workflow. All right. So we're going to focus on all these other data model. But 4 point, it is your like sorry 7 point, which is a foundation object. This is not a data model, team, but this is very important point because entire your employee central maximum time we're going to focus on the foundation object. Why I have taken this foundation object? Because some of the your workbook and some of your document from the success factor, you will see that they will write the foundation object. That is the reason we have included this 7 point, which is a foundation object. So in your foundation object, one of your 3, 4, 5, and 6 point. All right. So one by one, we will see that how we can go ahead and do all these sections. So then let's come to your 8 point. 8 point, it is your, so you will see 8 point, team. Let's see what is your 8 point. 8 point, it is your propagation rule. So let's, now what is propagation rule, team? What is propagation rule? Anybody? Okay. Propagation rule, it's a rule which is written by success factor. And what happens, like yesterday you would have seen, right, when we were selecting your India. So well, in India, you will see it's like, it was coming as a Aadhaar card, and when we selected the USA, it was coming as a social security number, right? So how that was coming? It was coming because of your because of a propagation rule. So if you don't have a propagation rule, what will happen? Your this detail, it will not be working. Like your Aadhaar card and other detail, it will not work. When you select this detail, currency and the state and city will not work, right? So success factor has already written some kind of a rule through which you will find your uh, all these detail it works, right? So this is what it's a meaning of a propagation rule. So propagation rule we just upload and after that we forget it because we don't normally work on the propagation rule. These are the rules written by the success factor company itself. Alright, that's a propagation rule. Now let's come to the 9 point. 9 point, it is your event reason. What is event reason, team? No, Bala, not you. Not Bala, hold on, not you. Let's come to Sophia and Sana. What is event reason?
Event
Yes,
reason, why are you hiring a particular person?
yes, right, absolutely. So if you remember, we have done event reason yesterday also, right? And that's where we spend lots of time into event reason. So
Mhm.
here you will see your event reason section. It will come. This is a slide that you have it for your event reason. You can see there are lots of event. Like here the event is like data change, hire, leave of absence, right? And what is the event reason? Event reason it is like in data change you have a why you're changing data change, right? You're changing data change because of the unit business unit change or because of the correction status or because of the reorganization. So that is the reason, event reason. All right. So event again you have a hire and event reason it is new hire contractor and onboarding. All right. So this is an event and this is an event reason. So one you have your event. So there are total 35 events you will find in your success factor. All right. And then there are event reason. You can create as many as event reason as you want, but then you can see there was some issue which was coming right while creating those event. But uh, see this you cannot change. Like you will see that event it is higher and event reason it will become as a new hire, right? Or maybe a replacement or whatever. Then maybe event you may have a termination. So why you are terminating an employee? You're terminating an employee because of the bad performance. All right, then you apart from a bad performance, you will also see your section, maybe you terminating an employee because of, certain behavior, bad behavior, which is not acceptable in a company. All right. So maybe, and then maybe let's suppose if you're transferring a person. All right. So why you're doing a transfer? Maybe because of a promotion or because of a new business unit. All right, so you can see this is a event and this is a event reason. So even as I said team, there are total 35 event and this is event reason you can create as many as you wanted. All right. And then the 10 point I hope everybody is clear with the event reason, right? I mean it's pretty simple now. There's nothing much to.
Yes, yes,
All right, fine.
Ashish.
So then the 10 point it is your workflow. All right. Okay. When you talk about the event, there is another thing also which is known as a event reason derivation. All right, what is event reason derivation team? At this point of time, it will be difficult to explain, but in the coming session, when we will touch base the 9 point, we will also mention about the event reason derivation. All right. Then you have a workflow. Workflow. What is workflow team? Any notification, which gets triggered when you're doing a particular action, it is known as a workflow. All right. So any notification, which gets triggered. Like for example, let's suppose you are sitting in Delhi and your boss is sitting in Bangalore. So in that case, you can't go with your access card to your boss and ask him to apply for it, right? To sign that you're going on this particular date on leave, right? So in that case, what happens? There is a system, and when you apply that in system that you're going on leave, automatically a leave gets triggered, and it goes to your boss who's there in the Bangalore, and then it's up to him whether he wants to approve or disapprove. So it's not only just for the leave team, it can also be for your, like when you're doing goal and performance management. So you will see that, there is a template gets triggered to your boss, right? Because they have to further give you the rating, right? So that's also, it's a workflow. Same thing, it will also happen for compensation, right? So these are the part of your workflow. So that's a 10 point. Now let's come to the another point. So there are total 14 point you will see. Okay, 10 point we have done. Then you have a maintain, configure your RBP. 11 point it is to maintain or configure your RBP. What is RBP, team? What Bala is this? Sorry?
No idea, Ashish.
RBP we have done yesterday only.
Oh.
And team, you will forget like this, and what will happen? Sophia, what is RBP? Team, this is not happening. If you keep on forgetting like this, it will be difficult. RBP is nothing. It's just your role-based permission. When in the first session, if you see that here, we discussed about the role-based permission, right? Like who will have what access, who will not have what access, who will edit data. This is known as,
Okay.
sorry?
I think we did it yesterday as a revision.
Yes, we have done this yesterday as a revision, but then you have to remember this, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Sophia and Bala, you have to remember all these details, right? So, okay, so that is known as a I did not write it as an RBP, but I kept on saying that, this is your RBP, right? Which is a role-based permission. So, and here you can also see it's like, I have given this permission, how you can create a permission into the SuccessFactors system. Okay. So that is your, in RBP, you will find two detail. One is that is manage permission rule and manage permission group. All right, manage permission role and manage permission group. All right. Anyway, team, don't worry. I'm just writing all these steps here. Once we are done with all these steps, then again, we will discuss all these points one by one. All right, because this is what the entire Employee Center is all about. Then 12 point it is. So we have a 12 point. Let's see what is the 12 point. 12 point it is your employee data. So here this is your employee data, and there are some of the employee data, like for example, if you come into your SuccessFactors system and if you come into your update user information, in your update user information you will see import employee data. So this is where you will see all your import employee data. There is a whole list is going to come. So we're going to discuss only the basic of your employee data. Like for example, if I click here, you will see basic import, extended import, background import, right? So here you will see basic import, extended import, background import. All right, then you will have an address import, personal data import. All right, then you will also see your some biographical information report. Then you'll also find the national ID import. A national ID, we have done that yesterday, right? Aadhaar card and the succession card. So you will see the list of import which is coming. So I've just listed down some of your few important ones. Then you will see job history is also very important. Job history import. All right. So then you will also see some of the another termination import, personal information, global assignment, employment detail, phone number, email ID, address, right? So these are somewhere around 20 to 25 import. When we will come into your this point, 12 point, we will talk about what are these import, right? But this is also very important. Okay. Then, so this is just like your LSMW, just the way you do LSMW into your SAP R3 system, right? So it is the same way you do your all these import. Then you have a 13 point. So 13 point, it is your HRIS sync. So here we're going to use your HRIS sync. So this will be a 13 point, and then you have a 14 point. 14 point, which is the last point, which is a time off. If you appearing for Employee Central certification team, then 14 point is not valid because time off is not part of a certification of an Employee Central. But I will cover time off in your Employee Central. All right, at least the basic of your time off I'll cover in your Employee Central, and I'll show you what is your time off into your Employee Central. All right. So this is where we're going to show you. It's like, how you can create a what time the employee will come, what time the employee will leave, what will be their, how we can maintain their absences, how we can create their holiday calendar, right? So all these sections we will see into your time off. All right. So these are the 14th step of implementation for your success employee central implementation when you'll be part of a 14th step, when you'll be part of a employee central implementation. All right. So these are any question team as of now? Any question team?
No, Ashish.
Okay. All right. So propagation rule, it's nothing. It's just a formula. What they have done, they have just written a formula, and if you just have to apply that into the system. If you don't apply, then this rule like Aadhaar and succession, like you have seen yesterday, that when we selected those social security, when we selected that national ID, and national ID automatically when you select India, it was coming as an Aadhaar card, right? If you don't apply the propagation rule, then this function will not work. But anyhow, this rule is created by the success factor company itself, so we don't have to bother about this. Okay? All right. Yes, Sana?
Nothing, Ashish. You asked that do you have any other questions? So I just said no.
Okay, okay. All right. Fine. So these are the 14 step of implementation you will see into your system. So tomorrow I'm going to start with your, I'm going to touch tomorrow because it will take some time because we have hardly 9 minutes left. So you can, tomorrow we're going to start with the first point, which is how to activate Employee Central in the provisioning architecture. Okay. So this is an activity which we will start tomorrow. All right, because this will take time, and then one by one we will start covering all these points. But if there is any question, team, you can ask me right now before I close the session. No question. All right, team. So I will.
Just one thing, Ashish. I'm sorry. During the beginning, initial part of the session, there was some problem in my internet, so I couldn't understand anything clearly. So I hope I'll receive the recording today itself of the session.
Yes, yes. I'll share the recording today, and I'll also share the credential also. Today you will get your SuccessFactors credential and the recording as well.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right. All right, team. So we'll connect tomorrow because this will
Ashish,
first. Yes, Sophia.
uh, is there any chances to change the time like 9 to 10
9 to 10.
if everyone okay?
Oh, okay. Let me check with other people.
Because my timings are little different. So
Okay. Let's just check with Bala and Sana. Team, are you fine with that? 9 to 10? Okay. What about Sana?
Yeah, Ashish, it should be okay because yeah, it should be okay.
All right,
For
fine.
me,
So then,
for me 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. works better because as I told you, my son is sleeping at that time. But then it's okay.
okay. It's fine, right? You can manage, correct?
Yeah.
All right, Sophia. So you can see that everybody has agreed. So from tomorrow, team, we'll have a session from 9 to 10. Okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Gaurav.
All right. So from tomorrow, team, log in at 9 a.m. Okay? Chalo. Okay then.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Mm.
Bye-bye.